Hello again. Blah, chilly. Emperor Jerome here. Sorry, I'm just fixing myself up. And I'm getting into a bit more of an in-depth subject tonight. I want to say in advance now that I'm still feeling pretty. Let me just get this out of the light. Sorry. I'm still feeling pretty grotty. Um, I've had a bad week because seriously. I've still got a bit of a sore throat. My hay fever's finally starting to clear off a bit now, so that's a good thing. Like I'm having a good time with that there. Okay, it's still pretty bad, but still, I've been feeling pretty under the weather. It's not even the drinking or the smoke. I just generally felt a bit. And it's the climate. It is the climate. It's the weather. Like the weather is what's making me feel ill. Like, we're getting battered by 70 mile per hour winds right now. I mean, it's not so bad in England because it's fucking cold though. It's not so bad in England because like it's been really warm today, but tonight it's chilly. Because we just, I don't know, for some reason we just get shit weather. But anyway, cut to the chase. Apart from all of that, how are you guys doing? And I'm doing pretty well myself personally. I'm for the most part I'm just trying to keep out the way. I've just reopened my place on 20. I've got a new little place there and stuff, and I love it. But the subject that I'm going to be talking about today, minus a few drink breaks and cigarette breaks, is empathy. As in, not the actual ability to comprehend and sympathize with someone. I'm talking about the gift, okay? But it's going to tie into another subject that I'm very familiar to, that many people are probably familiar to, lying. Okay, so first off, you can't lie to an empath. Okay, I'm going to be talking about empaths and lying. I'm going to mix the two together and try and make a proper subject about it because it has become a very popular subject these days, and there are a lot of people that are claiming that they're empaths, and I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not, because I'm an empath. Okay, I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm an empathic person. You can ask any of my friends or any of my family members that know me well enough. I might not be Professor Charles Xavier or Jean Grey. I don't look at empathy that way. Okay, a lot of people think, oh, empaths talking shit. They read minds, bollocks. No, I don't look at it like that. Empaths can't read minds. Empaths do not read your mind. They don't have the capability to read your mind. And people that believe that that's what they're trying to say are probably full of more shit than the actual empath trying to claim they're an empath themselves. Like, a lot of people that say they're empaths, okay, I agree, some of them aren't. And only an empath will be able to read into that. Like, I've heard people going, oh yeah, I've got it too, and I'm thinking to myself, well, no, you fucking ain't. You're an asshole. Like, get out of here. You're not an empath. What you are is just being over-exaggerative. And you're trying to pretend that you think you know what I'm saying and how it feels to be one for 29 years, but you're not actually one. You don't feel what I feel. So just, like, get out of here with your crap and go away. Sorry, my eyes, my nose. Hey. The truth is, empaths, doesn't matter. You can have an IQ of 192, be 10 times better than Einstein. You can be the best, most prolific liar in the world. You can have a tendency for it. You could even be trained in the army. You can't lie to an empath, no matter what you do, no matter how fucking good you think you are at psychology, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you try and fill me with bullshit. You can't lie to an empath. It's just impossible. Even when they're going through a bad phase with like depression or anxiety, because anxiety and empaths, they have a bit of a trend together, you see. Now, I've done a lot of research. So don't sit here and say that I'm talking shit, because I'm not. I have done substantial, long, hard research on these facts, right? And a lot of people with social anxiety, autism, or any mental health disorder, which is kind of labeling, to be honest, because I don't think that some of these people are actually mentally ill. I think they're more gifted, to be fair, or talented. A lot of these people, especially anxiety, is the trademark for empaths. People with anxiety tend to be more intuitive. They have higher IQs. Their survival rate is better. And it does predate. It predates back to when we were in the cave ages and we didn't have eyesight and we didn't have all the ways of communicating in our age and day. Back in the day when we only were limited to sense of smell, then hearing and touch and so on, we used a radar sense. We had something called a radar sense. And back then, we called it anxiety. Now, in modern days, people have been twisted into this belief that anxiety is a mental health disorder. Well, I can tell you now, that's fucking crap. Anxiety is not a mental health disorder. Even if people don't believe that anxiety is some form of psychic ability, either way, it's still not a mental health disorder. Anxiety, if you don't believe it's empathy, is actually an autistic spectrum disorder, and it's actually a disorder based around many physical aspects. Now, anybody with anxiety knows what I'm talking about here. Okay, I've suffered with anxiety for a very long time, but I'm telling you that anxiety is not a mental health disorder. That's total fucking crap. There's too many bizarre physical symptoms that I have personally experienced. And I'm telling you that there is nothing mental about anxiety, apart from the paranoia. And yeah, that you do get mental symptoms of anxiety. But for the most part, anxiety is very physical and it messes you up, and it is not a mental health disorder. Period. If anything, you could actually classify, if you're not a spiritual believer, anxiety is more of a... You could argue it's actually a neurological condition, an imbalance. You could argue that actually anxiety is a neurological defect, like MS or another neurological disorder. Sorry, I've got actual mind. Because a lot of neurological disorders aren't even fatal, so why would anxiety be any different? If it is a scientific disorder, then I would argue that anxiety is actually a neurological condition, not a mental one. Then it's actually a physical disease. Personally, that is my opinion. But I don't believe it's any of that. I personally believe that anxiety and empathy... I believe all empaths suffer with anxiety, but not all people with anxiety are empaths. Now, I say this because there's something called HSPs, highly sensitive people. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, this is just bullshit, really. This guy watches too many X-Men movies. Yeah, I watch a lot of X-Men movies, admittedly. But at the same time, I know my own body, and I also know how people work. I also know that what I'm saying is legit. Like, why would somebody that spent their whole life living this way, after 29 years, just straight out lie about it? Like, empaths are real. They do exist. Okay? Sorry, so does hay fever. Oh, God. We do. We know when you're lying, okay? Come on. We know when you're lying, okay? And we know when you're being deceitful. Like, we know the difference between hello and hello. Like, you can go to somebody and be like, hi, how are you? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. And yourself? And then you can go to somebody and say, yeah, hi, how you doing? Like, what you been up to? Yeah, I'm good. And yourself? An empath can tell the difference. Like, it doesn't matter how nice your approach is. You can go up to someone like, hey man, how you doing? I've had a great week. And an empath will instantly be able to turn around and say, this person's a bit of a dick. Like, even if you're acting nice, we know if it's a front or if you're legit. Like, you don't have to even meet us in real life. We're a good judge of character. We just straight out know. We take one look of what's going on and go like, no. When an empath goes, no, bad news, don't like you, we are never wrong. Like, you can try and justify yourself. You can lie through the back of your teeth. You can sit and be like, no, I was just trying to be all nice and stuff. And that doesn't work on an empath. We know that you're not trying to be nice, you're just trying to look nice. We know the difference between the two. And that kind of proves that we exist. Like, people out there really are psychic. Some people really are able to go, right, this person's a dick, I'm off, goodbye. Like, that's got nothing to do with gut feeling. Empaths don't get so much, it's not just gut feeling, there's more to it. Empaths get that feeling in their lower back. Like, there's a part in your lower back, and then there's a part in your upper back. We get the tight throat, we get the heavy breathing. it feels like time has slowed down. Have you seen that cutscene in the Skyline movie when the alien has finally knocked that jet out of the sky and it's kind of snapping in half and spinning slowly as they're ducking out of the way? That is what happens to an empath. It's like boom, and time slows down like in a movie, and that's when we know something is not right. Like, sounds around us become muffled, light becomes distorted. We just stop in our tracks and we're like, something is wrong. And we're never wrong. Like, we just know. I've been suffering with anxiety recently, a lot. And a lot of bad things have happened 2 weeks after my prior anxiety. And now all the drama has ended in the world. I've had absolutely no anxiety. Now I want to sit there and be like, people go, oh, that's coincidence. It could have just been a time leaf. No. I very rarely get anxiety in the summer. And all these catastrophic events that have happened in the world recently have put me on edge. Now, the reason I say this, the truth is, most empaths, they know exactly what's wrong. However speaking, most empaths also will agree that sometimes we have no idea what's wrong or where in the world is going wrong. Sometimes we know, empaths will agree, we always know when something is wrong. And even though we know deep down in the back of our minds that something isn't right, like there's an earthquake or something is wrong, like we know that something is wrong. And we usually know exactly what is wrong, but because empaths don't like to assume, we leave anything on the table. We don't lay our cards down, we leave anything open for suggestion. So as far as we're concerned, it could be one of a billion different things, and that's what conflicts empaths. That's why another reason why a lot of empaths go, well, I know what the problem is, but I don't know what the problem is because like I'm trying to say, we get stuck because we don't like to assume. We like to go, hang on. Barry could be acting this way because A, Barry's a narcissist. B, Barry's had a bad time in life and it's a defense mechanism and I'm reading too into it. Empaths don't like to read into things too much without... A lot of people say empaths read into things. Yes, we do. That is our intuitive gift. We were born with the ability to read into things. You're just jealous. The point is, no, we don't. We don't read into things. We just bloody know. Like, period. We just know. Like, we don't read into things too much. We just assess a situation intuitively, on the spot, just like a snooker player can hit a pot without having to think about it. That's how an empath works. Like Wayne Rooney bangs in goals the same way we can go, that person's not cool or that person's a mate. We just know. And another reason why empaths get conflicted is working, picking our kids up from school, being like any everyday to-day thing that normal everyday people do. That conflicts our ability to read more into what's actually going on because we're trying to prioritize like any other human being. Because we are still human beings. Despite our gifts, we're still human beings. And we're also not just trying to block out everything. Every person's emotion, the world around us, the weather, animals. We're angry. Like, a lot of people with empaths say they're not angry, but we are angry people. We're just good at hiding that anger. Until, well, some empaths don't give a shit. And I don't blame the ones that don't. Some empaths will just knock you the hell out because they're sick of it. To be quite fair, I don't blame them because they know when you're fucking messing around with them, and they know when you're abusing somebody. They know when you're being racist. They don't like it. But like I was saying before, a lot of empaths, right? We are just adaptable. We're perceptive. We get the world. We can feel the nature around us. If there's going to be an earthquake, we know. There's going to be a thunderstorm, we know. If someone's lying to us, bad idea, we also know. Like, people under this impression, like, oh, what if they sit behind their computer screens and go, oh, what if I try and change the way I'm wording it? What if I put a question mark to try and no, empaths don't fall for that crap. It doesn't matter what tactic you use. Like, we're a hard-ass military, and until people get that, we don't make many friends. Because we don't like people. That's the truth. A lot of empaths go, oh, we love everyone. No, honestly, we don't. We accept everyone. for who they are. Religion, race, colour, it doesn't matter to us. We accept things. But we don't like everyone. I don't know why that is a belief. All empaths are loving. All empaths are nice. All empaths care about... No, some of us don't give a shit. Although we do care. Like, we care until there's a time when we don't have to care because you're out of order or you're taking the piss and pushing your luck. Like, no, empaths don't have to do anything we don't want to do. And empaths don't do things they don't like doing. A common trait of an empath is if we don't like something, even if other people are like, oh, go on, give it a try. You could be a mechanic. We don't want to. If we don't want to be a mechanic, we're not going to be a bloody mechanic. If an empath doesn't want to do something, they're going to make that point very, very clear. And until you get it, they're going to enforce it. And you can come at an empath at any angle. If they don't like something, tough tits, they're going to make it very clear. And they're going to drill it into your head until it gets into your skull that no matter what you do or say, they don't like it. They're not doing it. You can't push an empath into something they don't want to do unless they earn your trust. And the more you try and push an empath into something they don't want to do, the more they're gonna think you're a complete arsehole. And the more an empath starts disliking you, trust me, empaths can be pretty nasty. Of all the people in the world that you can piss off, if you piss off an empath enough, if they finally decide to turn against you, you won't have a good time. Because not only can they feel your emotions, it can make your life a living goddamn hell. And this is true. I'm the kind of empath, right? I don't believe all this conspiracy crap. I'm a pagan. Pagans don't really have any rules, or it doesn't work like that with pagans. We don't have this whole knock on your door, force you to believe something rules. Pagans are just pagans, whether you like them or not. We don't worship the devil. We hate the devil. We don't necessarily have to believe in God, but at the same time, we're allowed to believe in God. That's what I like about being a pagan. It's just so open. We don't have any restrictions. We can either be atheist or not be atheist. I'm personally an atheist. A lot of people think that paganism is a religion. Not really, no. I mean, paganism is a spiritual belief, like Hinduism and Buddhism. And yeah, there's a lot in common, actually. Sorry, 1 second. But yeah, I'm going into a more in-depth, brutal, honest opinion about empaths because people misconceive them. People think that all empaths are these, like, angels that fell from heaven and love everything about nature. No, we hate stuff. We hate war. We hate poverty. We hate racism. We just generally hate people because most people are fucking assholes these days that have no respect. They have no dignity. They think if you're black, you're not right. And the same goes for black people, by the way. They're racist to white people too. Does it really matter? No, empaths don't like that. Okay? Empaths don't like it when you go, oh, you're Chinese, you're different. Yeah, they are Chinese, and they are different, and guess what? It doesn't actually matter because you're a racist piece of shit, and you need to get over yourself. Otherwise, do the world a favour and jump off of a cliff because no one wants you around. And I said this to a few people earlier because I had to deal with a similar situation. I also went over to my neighbour earlier because a lot of people broke into his back garden last night. And I promised that I'd check up on him at midnight, make sure everything's okay. And I also said that I keep an eye on my next door neighbour, who's, by the way, not the kind of guy that you want to mess around with, but still. I'm not the kind of guy you want to mess around with. People like, someone trying to rob my house, they're in big shit. I'm not going to let it slide. If I have to chase them down the road, I'm going to be even more pissed off. I have to waste my energy chasing them. But I checked up on this guy to make sure that he was okay because, you know, he's an older guy. It bothered him. He let me know, so I made sure that as my neighbour, because he's a nice guy. Like, he's a nice guy. I respect him. I wanted to check up on him, so I did. After taking the bins out. People think that I'm this arrogant, nasty person. I'm not. What I am is I'm an empath, and I see through the lies, and I see through the lies, deceit, the deception, the fakeism. You can try anything you want. You just can't bluff an empath. Another problem that empaths suffer with is addiction, okay? True story. Alcohol is usually what empaths turn to, and the reason why, it's not because we're raving alcoholics. We're not. We're not even bad alcoholics. Like, most people that drink Well, actually, no, not most people that drink. Let me correct myself. Some people that drink, yeah, they're bad people. And it's not even usually because they're bad people. The alcohol just influences the bad in them because we've all got bad in us. We can all lose our shit sometimes. But the alcohol enhances that. But take away their addiction, they're probably really good people. The problem is, you're judging them, right? Before you realise, well, what made them go that way? What made them turn to alcohol or drugs? Or maybe they had a really shit life. Maybe both their parents are gone. Maybe they lost their kids. Maybe they were in a coma for 10 years and they're struggling to recover from the circumstances. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what made them turn to it's a coping mechanism. People see it as like a disease and an addiction. It's not. It's a way to cope when you're struggling in life. Okay, that's what everyone has a coping mechanism. Or some people just like alcohol like me. But the point is, if you've got a lazy eye or you're blind in one eye, your hearing, it compensates. It's a coping mechanism. Or one eye becomes stronger. Like I'm more dominant in one eye than I am the other. It's just Mother Nature. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with being slightly different. I know a lot of people aren't going to be interested or get what I'm saying, but the people that are interested and do get what I'm saying are the people that are either empaths, think a lot more outside the box than the average person, or just generally like what they see. Because I think that empaths, for the most part, they're troubled. We are a troubled... I need to burp. Excuse me. We're a troubled and very rare but talented and gifted group of individuals. And we hate what we see. War, like, I'm a realistic person. Why don't the USA just go into North Korea, don't harm the civilians, no World War III, just kill this dickhead Kim Jong-un, get it over and done with, and let the rest of the world live their lives the way we want to live. Or, my solution, stop fighting, stop hating each other because we have different ideas and opinions. Like, you're allowed to have an opinion, you're allowed to have an idea, you're allowed to speak. Like, what you shouldn't be afraid to be like, well, actually, I'm not keen on trees because I've got hay fever, or I don't like the PS4 because I'm an Xbox fan. There's nothing wrong with having an opinion. That's the problem with this world. It doesn't matter what country you're from, how you are, who you are, what gift you haven't got. It doesn't matter whether you're good at maths, bad at English. Have some dignity and some respect, and start acting like a human being, because it really does piss me off. Like, after 30 years, I've nearly been alive for 30 years, I'm 29 now, and after all these years, how I have not become a mass murderer is beyond me, because there are some fucked up people out there, right, that rob the older generation or abuse their own children. The list is endless. Do I need to say any more, really? You know, why? Okay, you gotta ask the question is not why do they do it because we don't understand. The question that the people that do this stuff need to ask themselves is, why am I doing this? Like, what is wrong with me? Do I need help? Well, yeah, you need to get help, or just no one wants you around, mate. You're an asshole. Or stop doing it. Like, it's not hard. How hard is it to sit there at night and go, I see where I went wrong there. I need to change that about myself, and I'm going to apologise to that person. But no. Human nature. I'm not going to change that about myself. I'm not going to realise my mistake. And what I'm going to do instead is, the next time I see that person, just be a complete dick and just make them want to punch me. And you know what? They should punch you in the face for that. Because you're being horrible. If anyone thinks that I haven't got a good point, then please say, but either way, I don't really care because I have got a very good point. You want people to respect you in this world? Say hello to them. Ask them how they are. Ask what they've been up to. Offer them for a drink. Knock on their door and see how their week's been. Cook dinner for them. And I guarantee you that they're going to treat you with the exact same mannerism. But when the first thing you do when you meet someone is go, I don't like you because I don't. You don't like them because you're just being a stereotypical dick. It's got nothing to do with the person that you are around. You just don't like them because they're not you. You don't like them because they're not what you expected. Well, stop having expectations. People in this world that have expectations don't get very far. Expectations, they're overrated. People that get some in this world are people that go, I don't have expectations, I don't have priorities, and blah, blah, blah. What I have is myself. Okay? Principles get you somewhere. Manners get you somewhere. Going up to somebody and going, look, you made mistakes. We all make mistakes. I don't care whether you did or didn't learn from those mistakes. As long as they don't hurt me. I don't care if they used to be a serial killer. As long as they show me respect. And as long as they show me dignity and charisma and can hold a conversation, I don't give a damn about their past. They did what they did. They made a mistake. They paid the price for it. Now they've tried to change. That's good enough for me. People make mistakes. We're not a perfect species. And that is the life of an empath. This is why empaths are so angry. This is why empaths are like, oh, I just want to punch you in the face. Because people are horrible. People are horrible. But for the most part, I am personally thankful because my friends aren't horrible. My friends are decent. They're kind. They respect me. And you know what? Most of my friends that I met are actually from 20. And you might be like, well, that's not real life. Well, yeah, it is real life because they're real people behind a real screen. And I'm thankful that most of my friends are good. They don't disrespect me. They don't bother me. They don't cause me any problems. And they don't come around my house starting trouble. They don't send me abusive messages. So I leave them alone to live their lives and be with their kids and their families because that's what you do when you're friends. So I'm personally thankful that my friends are good friends. That I'm pretty sure if I needed them, they wouldn't hesitate to turn up. So I'm thankful for my friends. But I'm not thankful and I have absolutely no respect for the people that aren't my friends because most people that aren't my friends are the kind of people that I've just described. Racist, rude, arrogant, just all the things I hate that make me angry. And they might be able to deceive and fool everybody else in the room around them, but they're not pulling the wool over my eyes. Even if I'm completely drunk, it's 4 in the morning and I'm shattered. When my bullshit radar starts going boop, 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 something is wrong. And I try my best to go, look, I don't trust this person. There's something about them. People are like, oh, you're reading into it. Don't think like that. No, something is wrong with that person. I don't trust them, and you shouldn't either. And I'm never wrong. So basically, yeah, that's empaths. Empaths kind of had that mindset. And I've also explained the parts about empaths that we hide. There are dark sides to being an empath. There are parts of empaths that we don't like to talk about because we want people to think that we're nice people. And for the most part, we are. But at the same time, unlike other people that like to enforce the horrible side to them, empaths would rather not. Because we're empaths. Thank you for watching. Everyone sleep well. I've had too much to drink. And please like and subscribe. Excuse me. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to try and fix myself because I really don't feel well these last couple of weeks. It's the climate change. We're going through the transition of spring and autumn, and it always makes me feel so crap about migraines a lot. Take care. And is there any subjects you want? I mean, I'm just going with the subjects that I know. But are there any personal subjects that anybody wants? I don't know. Marvel. I mean, actually, if I do a video about Marvel, it'll go on for literally a month. Like, don't ask me to do a video about Marvel, because if I do a video about Marvel, it will begin in January the 1st, 2018. It will probably end January the 1st, 318. Like, it probably won't be an end to that video. So don't ask me to do Marvel, because I would just seriously. Urban design, music, anything. Like, if I have to do a bit of online searching, then I will. If I don't know a subject, or I can ask people that do know the subject. But any subject, throw them at me, and I still have not been asked questions that I can answer. Like, come on, people. Stop being so damn lazy. Get your fucking shit together and pull your fingers out your asses. Ask me some questions and I will answer them. You might not like the answer that I give, but I will answer them if I think they're worthy questions. Seriously. Like, people aren't all that bad. Just give them a chance and get to know them, and you might make yourself a best friend. But under no circumstance, you speak to them like crap, and if they knock you out or turn around and say, well, you know what, I think you're a complete twat, don't talk to me. Fair play. They're realistic people. They don't put up with it. Like, if people acted the way they do back in the 90s and 80s, you get laid out. You get laid out back in the day. 20 years ago, you behave like that, you get your teeth knocked in on a one-on-one. Like, it wouldn't happen. People these days just don't care, though. They're okay with all the abuse and crap that goes on. It's just, yeah. This is the life of an empath, and this is why we get perceived in the wrong way. I'm going to end it there, and I'm going to go to bed because, like, what else am I supposed to say? I mean, I think I've covered it all. I'm in the middle of playing City Skylines, but anyway, I did say that I'm going to go, so I just like expressing myself, I guess. In the night, arrivederci or adios and buenos noches and good night. Take care and have a great remaining week, and yeah, have a beer for me too.